In 2023, if you are planning for very long-term investment horizon, then this video is for you, because in this video we are going to discuss the best index funds for 2023. Because the most common problem which mutual fund investor faces is after doing extensive research, they select an active mutual fund for long-term investment horizon. That active mutual fund performs well for few years, but after some years their performance starts to deteriorate. And if the same performance continues for so long, then the mutual fund investors left with only two options. One is to stick with the same fund and waste their time and money, and another option is to switch to another better performing fund in the same category. And the solution to this problem is investing in index funds, which you can continue as long as you want. And in this video I will help you to find out the best index funds in each category for your investment portfolio. But before we move ahead, consider subscribing this channel for more videos like this in future. It's free for you, but it means a lot to us. So the first category in index fund which we are going to analyze is the Nifty 50 index fund. And on the parameter of tracking error, the top 5 index fund in Nifty 50 category are Navi Nifty 50 index fund, UTI Nifty 50 index fund, HDFC index fund Nifty 50 plan, Motilal Oswal Nifty 50 index fund, and ICICI Prudential Nifty 50 index fund. And for those who don't know about tracking error is the standard deviation of the difference between the fund total return and the benchmark return. And with this we move to our next parameter, that is the tracking difference of the direct plan of this Nifty 50 index funds. And the top 5 Nifty 50 index fund in tracking difference are Bandhan Nifty 50 index fund, UTI Nifty 50 index fund, HDFC index fund Nifty 50 plan, ICICI Prudential Nifty 50 index fund, and Taurus Nifty 50 index fund. And tracking difference is basically the value of difference between the fund's total return minus the benchmark total return, and lesser the value is better for the fund. And the next parameter which we are going to cover is expense ratio, which is lesser the value is better for the investors. And the top 5 Nifty 50 index fund in expense ratios are Bandhan Nifty 50 index fund, ICICI Prudential Nifty 50 index fund, Tata Nifty 50 index fund, UTI Nifty 50 index fund, and HDFC index fund Nifty 50 plan. And the last parameter is the returns analysis of this index funds, and based on past 3 years and past 5 years returns performance, the top 5 Nifty 50 index funds are ICICI Prudential Nifty 50 index fund, HDFC index fund Nifty 50 plan, IDBI Nifty 50 index fund, UTI Nifty 50 index fund, and Bandhan Nifty 50 index fund. And based on all these 4 parameters, the best index fund in Nifty 50 category is ICICI Prudential Nifty 50 index fund. And after Nifty 50 index fund, next category which we are going to cover is the best Sensex index funds for 2023. And the top 3 Sensex index funds based on the parameter of tracking error are HDFC index S&P BSE Sensex fund, Nippon India index S&P BSE Sensex fund, and ICICI Prudential S&P BSE Sensex index fund. Next we will cover the top 3 Sensex index funds based on the tracking difference of direct plan of these index funds. And these funds are HDFC index S&P BSE Sensex fund, Tata S&P BSE Sensex index fund, and ICICI Prudential S&P BSE Sensex index fund. Next we are going to cover the top 3 Sensex index funds based on expense ratios, and these funds are Nippon India index S&P BSE Sensex fund, ICICI Prudential S&P BSE Sensex index fund, and HDFC index S&P BSE Sensex fund. And the last parameter to analyze the best Sensex index fund is the returns analysis, and based on past 3 years and past 5 years returns performance, the top 3 Sensex index funds are Nippon India index S&P BSE Sensex fund, ICICI Prudential S&P BSE Sensex index fund, and HDFC index S&P BSE Sensex fund. And after analyzing all the 4 parameters, the best index funds in Sensex index fund category is the ICICI Prudential S&P BSE Sensex index fund. And the next category which we are going to cover is the best Nifty Next 50 index funds for 2023. And based on parameter of tracking error, the top 3 Nifty Next 50 index funds are ICICI Prudential Nifty Next 50 index fund, Motilal Oswal Nifty Next 50 index fund, and on number 3 we have 2 funds. They are DSP Nifty Next 50 index fund and UTI Nifty Next 50 index fund. And based on parameter of tracking difference of the direct plan of this Nifty Next 50 index fund, the top 3 funds are UTI Nifty Next 50 index fund, IDBI Nifty Next 50 index fund, and ICICI Prudential Nifty Next 50 index fund. Moving to our next parameter, that is the expense ratio, and based on expense ratio, the top 3 Nifty Next 50 index funds are ICICI Prudential Nifty Next 50 Index Fund, DSP Nifty Next 50 Index Fund, and IDBI Nifty Next 50 Index Fund. And finally, based on the parameters of past 3 years returns performance, the top 3 Nifty Next 50 Index Funds are UTI Nifty Next 50 Index Fund, DSP Nifty Next 50 Index Fund, and HSBC Nifty Next 50 Index Fund. And based on analysis of all these 4 parameters, the best index fund in Nifty Next 50 category is UTI Nifty Next 50 Index Fund. And with this, we come to the end of this video. I hope this video will help you in finding out the best index funds for your investment portfolio. If you find this video content valuable, do press the like button and share this video among your friends and family. And if you are new on our channel, consider subscribing this channel for more videos like this in future. And before I leave, my final advice is invest in the direct plans of mutual fund and save on paying unnecessary commissions. And to invest in direct plans, log into Angel One app, click on the mutual fund icon in the dashboard and click on the search icon in the right top hand side corner and enter the mutual fund name here, and after that select the right mutual fund scheme, and after your analysis press the invest button to invest in this mutual fund and enter the lump sum or SIP amount, and then make payment by your linked bank account via net banking, UPI or Google Pay, and your mutual fund order is executed.